Let's do a quick review of our variables. What is an independent variable? An independent variable describes a change that has happened. What are they intentionally testing within this experiment? The dependent variable is whatever they are measuring. What are they hoping to discover? While our controlled variables are items that stay the same the entire experiment. So if we have an experimental question, does pop go flat faster on the counter or in the fridge? What is the independent variable? What are we trying to change? Within that question, we're trying to discover if pop goes flat faster on the counter or in the fridge. So what we're intentionally changing is the location. So we are changing the temperature that the pop is sitting in, whether it is on the fridge or the counter. What are we trying to measure in this experiment? How flat it goes. Does pop go flat? So we are measuring the carbonation of the pop. What would we have to keep the same in order to make sure we're only testing the independent and only measuring the dependent? We'd want to keep the type of pop the same, the time that the pop sits out on the counter or in the fridge, the location, so making sure we're at the same house, so we have no other factors. Let's take a look at another example. Are double stuffed Oreos really double stuffed? What are they changing? We would be comparing our double stuffed Oreos to single stuffed Oreos. What are we measuring about these Oreos? We want to know if they're truly double stuffed. So we are measuring the amount of filling or the cream. What would we have to keep the same? You want to make sure we have the brand the same, possibly even making sure we're coming from the same package. Whatever scale we're using, whatever measuring tool, we'd want to keep that the same. And whatever method we're using to remove the cream, we'd want to make sure we keep that the same so we're getting the same stuff out. Let's take a look at one more. Which brand of bug spray works the best? So what are they trying to test? What are they changing? They are changing the brand of bug spray. So if we just listed a couple different ones, we've got Repel, Off, and Cutter. Alright, if we're changing the type of bug spray, what are we measuring to see how it works best? Maybe we're measuring the number of bug bites. And what would we have to keep the same? The people, the time that they're outside, the location that they're at, the amount of spray that they're using, right? All things we want to keep the same so we can keep our experiment consistent. So remember, the independent variable is something that they're intentionally changing, and you will always only have one of these. Okay, the dependent variable is something that we're measuring. Again, you're only going to have one of these. And the number of controlled variables, okay, you can have as many as you want. Okay, the more that you've put into it, the better your experiment will be.